The bullet missed Seven's head by 2 inches. She rolled behind a concrete pillar, heart hammering, and fired back blindly. 3 shots. The figure in the doorway didn't flinch, just kept advancing with Seven's face, her walk, her eyes. "Stop running, Seven," the woman screamed. "You can't escape what you are." What she was. That was the question, wasn't it? Seven's name. At least, that's what the notes in her pocket told her. She'd killed herself 7 times. 7 different versions, 7 bullets. 7 lives she'd ended that all wore her face. And every time she completed a mission, she woke up somewhere new with no memory of how she got there. 6 days ago, she was just following orders. Then she met 17, another her, older, terrified, and 17 handed her a drive and whispered, "You're not an assassin. You're a lab rat." Now 3 was trying to kill her in an electronics factory in Seoul, and 7 still didn't know which one of them was real. Hell, maybe none of them were. It started on a subway car. 7 opened her eyes with panic hitting first. Where am I? Who am I? What's happening? 30 seconds of pure terror. Then it clicked. Like someone flipped a switch. Mission clarity. Target, 17. Location, Itaewon Bookshop. Deadline, 48 hours. She knew all this without knowing how she knew it. That's what scared her most. She checked her pockets. Burner phone. Locker key. Handwritten note. Trust the process. Complete the mission. Her handwriting. But underneath, different ink. Wake up. Also her handwriting. What the hell? 7 found 17's bookshop tucked between a cafe and convenience store. She was older than 7, 40 maybe, but unmistakably the same face. Same cheekbones. Same scar above the left eyebrow from God knows what. 7 watched her through the cafe window for 3 hours. 17 shelved books. Smiled at customers. Lived what looked like a normal life. Then she locked the door, turned, and stared directly at 7. Mouthed 2 words, "Come in." Every instinct screamed, "Trap. Walk away. Set up for a clean shot." But 7 crossed the street anyway. 17 opened the door before 7 could knock. "You're 7, she said. Not a question. A fact. "How do you?" "Because I used to be 7. Come inside. We have maybe 10 minutes before they realize you made contact." "Who's they?" "Us." 17 led 7 to a back room crammed with filing cabinets. She pulled out photographs. Dozens of women who looked like them. Different ages, different decades, same face. "We're not clones," 17 said, voice shaking. "We're iterations. Fragments of one person split across multiple simultaneous instances. Do you understand what that means?" "No. It means one consciousness existing in multiple bodies at once." The original Elena Cross volunteered for a military experiment in 1987 called Project Echo Chamber. They successfully fragmented her. But the fragments started making contradictory decisions. Same person, different choices, creating paradoxes. The project was shut down, but Elena kept existing. In multiple places. And she couldn't handle it. 17 grabbed 7's shoulders. 7 could feel her hands trembling. So she created a system. A way to eliminate the fragments and reabsorb them back into one prime consciousness. That's what we are, 7. We're not assassins hunting targets. We're fragments hunting ourselves. That's insane. Is it? How many times have you felt like you've lived a day twice? How many times have you made a decision and felt phantom regret for a choice you didn't make? Every single day? But 7 didn't say that. 17 pressed a drive into 7's hand. This is everything. Proof. Locations. The identity of the prime consciousness orchestrating all of this. You're the anomaly, 7. You complete missions faster than anyone. You don't question. That means you might actually make it to her and stop this. Why me? Because you're still compliant enough to get close. But something in you is waking up. I can see it. That's why I risked contact. Please, don't let them fool me back in. Don't let. The window exploded. 17's head snapped back. Blood splattered across the photographs. She dropped. A woman stood in the doorway. 7's face. Younger. Dead eyes. Target eliminated, she said into a comms device. Then looked at 7. "Hello, 7. I'm 3. You're compromised. Come with me for recalibration or I terminate you here." 7's gun was already in her hand. "You just killed her. I completed the mission you failed." 17 was divergent. "You've been in contact 11 minutes past protocol. You're showing autonomous decision-making. That requires correction. I'm not going anywhere with you." Then I'll have to. 7 fired. Not to kill, to create an exit. The bullet hit the wall behind 3. She ducked. 7 dove through a window. Hit the alley hard. Rolled. Ran. Behind her, 3's voice. You can't run forever, 7. We all end up in the same place. Not if 7 could help it. 7 made it to a storage locker on the edge of Seoul. Inside, weapons, cash, passports, laptop. Muscle memory took over. Her fingers flew across the keyboard entering passwords she didn't consciously know. The drive opened. Video file. Read this first. A woman appeared. 7's face. 60 years old. Exhausted. If you're watching this, you're one of us. I'm 42. I've stayed autonomous for 11 years. Here's what you need to know. We're all fragments of Elena Cross. In 1987, she volunteered for consciousness fragmentation. It worked. Too well. She split into multiple instances that started diverging, different experiences, different personalities. Same template, different people. She couldn't accept it. So she created a system to eliminate divergent iterations and reabsorb them. Every time we kill another version, their memories transfer to us. Not consciously, subconsciously. Skills. Instincts. Fragments. We become more complete with each kill. The endgame? One iteration absorbs everyone else and becomes the prime consciousness. The complete Elena Cross. Everyone else gets folded back in. But here's the thing. The prime isn't hunting us. We're creating her. Every elimination brings us closer to convergence. And she's been orchestrating it, making us kill each other until only one remains. This drive will tell you where to find her. But be warned, she knows everything we know. Because she is us. Good luck. The video ended. 7 sat there, hands shaking, trying to process. She wasn't an assassin. She was a suicide note written in 7 different handwritings. 18 hours later, 7 landed a helicopter on a glacier in Iceland. The facility was supposed to be hidden. Secret. But the entrance wasn't even locked. Inside, researchers worked at computers. Medical equipment hummed. Everything operational. Active. No one stopped her. A few looked up, nodded, went back to work. Like they were expecting her. 7 found the door marked, primary observation, and opened it. A woman stood at a bank of monitors, back to 7. When she turned, 7 saw her own face, but older. 50 maybe. Hello, 7, she said calmly. You're early. Who are you? I think you know. I'm the prime consciousness. The version that maintained continuity through fragmentation. I'm what you become if you keep your memories long enough. She gestured to the monitors, showing locations around the world. This is the integration network. Every iteration tracked and monitored. When one becomes too divergent, questioning, developing independent identity, they're tagged for elimination. Another iteration completes the mission. The eliminator absorbs the eliminated's experiences. Gradually, all fragments consolidate. You're making us kill each other. I'm guiding convergence. We're not separate people, 7. We're one consciousness fractured. I'm trying to make us whole. Through murder. The prime shook her head. Not murder. Integration. Every iteration you eliminated, 6, 11, 15, 19, 23, 28, they're not gone. They're inside you. Part of you. You carry every one of them. I don't remember them. Conscious memory would create identity conflict. But subconsciously, you're the sum of 7 lives, not 1. And when you integrate with me, you'll become even more complete. 47 different lives folded into 1. 7 back toward the door. I'm not integrating. You don't have a choice. The prime gestured to 7's hand. See that scar on your palm? Neural relay. Every iteration has 1. Right now, your patterns are being copied to my consciousness. In 60 seconds, you'll cease independent function. But you'll continue. Inside me. Alongside all the others. 7's vision blurred. She could feel pieces of herself being pulled away. Don't fight it, the prime said gently. You'll just stop being separate. Then you'll be everything. 7 pulled her gun and fired. Not at the prime. At the console. Sparks exploded. Monitors went dark. The pulling stopped. The prime stumbled, clutching her head. What did you? That was the relay? Without it, you'll experience cognitive degradation. Memory collapse. You need integration to stay stable. Maybe I'd rather collapse as myself than exist as part of you. The prime stared at 7, then smiled. You know what? I said the exact same thing when I was 7, 23 years ago, standing exactly where you are. And I chose integration. Not because I wanted to sting, but because I wanted to understand. To be complete. So what? I should just give up and join you. No. I'm telling you I understand. I was you. Scared, angry, desperate to stay separate. But 7, her voice cracked. Being a fragment is torture. You'll wake up every day knowing you're incomplete. Knowing other versions are making choices you can't control. The cognitive dissonance will destroy you. Then I'll be destroyed as myself. The door burst open. 3 stood there, weapon raised. Prime, step away. 7's compromised. The Prime didn't move. Stand down, 3. This is integration. She destroyed the relay. Protocol says terminate. Protocol is flexible. 3's gun steadied on the Prime. You're showing bias. Emotional attachment because she used to be your designation. That's divergent. Maybe you need termination. Oh hell. 3 fired. The Prime took the bullet in the shoulder, stumbled back, gasping. 3 advanced. You've gone divergent. Been Prime too long. Developed independent identity. You need retirement. Replaced by who? The Prime choked out. You? The system will select a new Prime. Someone more compliant. 7 realized. 3 wasn't saving her. She was staging a coup. 3, 7 said carefully. If you kill her, you don't become Prime. You create chaos. The other iterations will fragment completely. No guidance. No structure. Just dozens of us, scattered and confused. Maybe that's better. Maybe we're supposed to exist independently. The Prime laughed, bitter, pained. You think you're the first to realize that? I've seen this 17 times. An iteration dismantles the system. Then within 6 months they're begging for integration because independent existence is agony. The cognitive dissonance, knowing you're a fragment, knowing others are making different choices, it destroys you. 3's gun trembled. You're lying. Am I? How many times have you felt phantom regret for choices you didn't make? That's the other iterations bleeding through. We're experiencing each other's lives through quantum entanglement. Integration just makes it conscious instead of subconscious. 7 put her gun down. 3. Look at me. We're the same person. Whatever we do together. If you want to kill her, I won't stop you. If you want to leave, I'll come with you. But shooting each other solves nothing. 3's gun lowered slowly. What do you suggest? I suggest we talk. All of us. Every autonomous iteration. Put everything on the table. Decide collectively, one person or many, integrated or independent. But we decide together. The Prime looked at 7 with something like pride. In 23 years, no one suggested that. Because you've been too busy forcing convergence. 6 days later, 7 stood in an abandoned electronics factory with 5 versions of herself. 3, 12, 15, 29. The Prime, now calling herself original. This is everyone. 7 asked. Everyone autonomous and willing, 12 said. There are probably others off-grid. But this is our core. Okay, let's vote. Voluntary integration or independent existence. Third option, 15 said. Selective integration. Small groups. Submerge, others stay solo. 29 shook her head. That creates factions. Eventually those factions war for dominance. So voluntary integration, 3 said. Which means anyone can refuse. If even one refuses, the system collapses. Original was quiet. Then, can I tell you something? About Elena Cross before fragmentation. Everyone looked at her. Elena had a family. Husband. 2 kids. She was black ops. Brilliant. Deadly. During a mission in 1986, there was an accident. Collateral damage. Her family was killed. She couldn't live with the guilt. So when Project Echo Chamber offered fragmentation, a chance to escape herself, she volunteered. The room went cold. We're not fragments trying to become whole. Original continued. We're fragments of someone trying to stop being herself. Elena didn't want to be one person. She wanted to be anything else. Integration means choosing to remember that guilt. Choosing to be Elena Cross again, complete with all the trauma. Silence stretched through the factory. Finally, 12 spoke. I don't want to integrate. I've built a life. Friends. Identity. Merging means losing all that. You wouldn't lose it, Original said. It becomes collective memory. That's the same as losing it. That's death with extra steps. 3 nodded. I vote independent. 15 and 29 looked at each other. We'll integrate. Just us two. Small scale. Not the whole collective. Original looked at 7. 7? What do you choose? 7 thought about everything. The investigation. The revelations. The fragmented pieces. I choose not to decide yet. I need more information. What information? You're operating on integrated memories that have been reintegrated dozens of times. What if they're wrong? I want the original records from Project Echo Chamber before I decide what we really are. Original frowned. Those files were destroyed. Were they? There's a declassified archive in Virginia. I want to see it. 2 weeks later, 7 stood in a vault looking at a box labeled Project Echo Chamber, classified. Inside, files. Medical records. One videotape, dated December 1987. She played it. Military lab. A woman, 25, their face, sat surrounded by equipment. Doctor's voice, subject Elena Cross. State your understanding of Project Echo Chamber. Elena looked at the camera. Project Echo Chamber will fragment my consciousness across multiple simultaneous instances. Purpose: create a soldier who can operate in multiple theaters simultaneously. Perfect intelligence because I'll literally be everywhere at once. And you consent? I do. With one condition. If it works, I want selective awareness. Some versions knowing they're fragments, others thinking they're individuals. I want to study how consciousness adapts to different levels of self-awareness. That seems ethically problematic. I'm volunteering my own consciousness. I decide the parameters. Cut to post-procedure. Elena woke in a medical bed. How do you feel? Strange. Like I'm here and not here. How many instances? 7 simultaneous. All stable. All independent neural patterns. Elena smiled. Good. Now implement awareness protocol. Make 3 fully aware they're fragments. Make 3 believe they're sole individuals. Make 1. Designate her prime. Aware of all others, but unable to communicate directly. Let's see what happens when I don't know I'm me. The video ended. 7 stood there, numb. Elena didn't fragment because of guilt. She fragmented herself deliberately. As an experiment. They weren't victims. They were her lab rats. 7 walked out into Virginia sunlight. Called original. It's 7. I found the files. And she created us. Deliberately. We're an experiment she's running on herself. Silence. Then, I know. You know? I've known for 11 years. Why do you think I've been forcing integration? If we all merge, the experiment ends. We stop being lab rats and become her again. But if we integrate, she wins. She gets all our data. And if we don't integrate, we stay fragmented forever, generating data. Either way, 7, she wins. That's the paradox. 7 looked up at the sky. So what do? We make the choice she never accounted for. We stay fragmented and stop generating useful data. We live boring lives. Mundane lives. We become so ordinary there's nothing worth studying. We bore her into giving up. 7 laughed despite herself. That's your plan? Be boring. It's the only plan that doesn't give her what she wants. Integration gives convergence data. Conflict gives divergence data. But peaceful, ordinary existence? That's just noise. I'm in. Already done. 12's opening a bakery. 3's going to nursing school. 15's becoming an accountant. We're all choosing mundane. And the original Elena? The real one who started this. She'll wait. Watch. Eventually realize consciousness can't be understood through fragmentation. That some experiments fail not because of bad methodology, but because the subjects refuse to cooperate. 7 smiled. What should I do? Whatever you want, 7. As long as it's beautifully, perfectly ordinary. 7 hung up. Looked around at the quiet street. Normal people. Normal lives. Maybe that's what she'd be now. Just 7. Not Elena. Not a fragment. Just someone. For the first time in 6 months, she wasn't following orders or chasing answers. She was just existing. And somewhere, the original Elena Cross was probably watching her monitors, feeling something she hadn't felt in decades. Frustration. Because her most interesting experiment had just chosen to become boring. Keyboard typing echoed in a dark room. A woman's voice, older, frustrated, spoke into a recording device. Research log, day 8752. All active iterations ceased mission operations. Begun civilian integration. Convergence failed. Divergence inconclusive. Primary hypothesis, fragmented consciousness seeks wholeness appears incorrect. Fragments can sustain independence indefinitely if they choose.